Alright, welcome back to the Castlevania Ravenloft RPG. Last we left our adventurers, they had met a few people on the road, and they asked if they needed an escort. They ask you if you're carrying any silvered weapons because there's werewolves about, you know? It's just to make sure you're safe. But then when you went back to the winery, you saw a rampaging tree-like creature heading towards the winery. And as soon as you drew your weapons to attack it, the werewolves behind you exploded out of their clothes, ripped out of their flesh, and have become monstrous werewolves. And that is where we now stand. Jack was tossed a silvered short sword and struck at one of the werewolves. He rolled an 11, which just missed it. So, Jack, what else would you like to do with your turn?
Well, as I recall, I'm still under the mirrored image, right?
Sure.
In which case, shout at the top of my lungs for anyone who can to disengage and deal with the tree. Leave the dogs to me.
Ooh, very bold. Okay, yes, all your companions hear you.
In fact, can I make that an... what's a taunt roll in this system?
Intimidate.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see here. All right. You see two of the werewolves turn their heads directly at you when you say that, and snarl as if they sense fresh meat. An easy target. Do you want to do anything else?
I've made an attack, and I don't think I can, so...
All right. Alexander, you're next.
Okay, I don't need to be told twice to stay away from the werewolves. I will make sure that she has her purse ready on hand with the silver in it to throw at them, just in case one of them decides not to listen to Jack and come after them. But I will go after the tree.
All right, did you want to disengage or take your full movement and incur an attack?
I'll disengage.
All right, then you can move up to your movement speed of 30 feet towards the giant lumbering tree monster.
All set.
Okay. So that, since disengage was your action, you don't get the 2 attacks.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't get to attack now. Oh well.
All right. Well, one of the werewolves, the one that is farthest away from Jack, it is going to go ahead and attack Elias, actually. Okay. Surprisingly, it is a hit. Elias, the giant wolf, brings its maw down on your neck and sinks its teeth into you for 5 points of damage. Roll a Constitution save.
Oh god.
Okay.
Woo! Good job.
Nice.
Then it slashes at you with one of its claws. And that also hits. It's damn near critical. 5 points of damage as it slashes its claws into your flesh. Next up is the werewolf, kind of close to Jack, and it's actually going to move here and it's going to attempt to bite Jack. Jack, it would normally hit. What do you do for your mirrored image?
Roll a d20 to determine whether the attack targets me or one of my duplicates.
I rolled a natural 20.
If you have 3 duplicates, you must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. Oh, I roll a d20.
So you made me burn one of my 20s? Damn it.
You must roll a 6 or higher to change the attack's target to a duplicate. With 2 duplicates, you must roll an 8 or higher. With 1, you must roll an 11.
9.
It hits one of the duplicates, and its AC is 13.
It hit it.
13? 14, but still, I'm sure it hits.
Right. It hit.
Then that duplicate disappears, but its attack is wasted.
Yes. And then it draws its claw back and swipes.
That one will hit me.
No, it missed. It missed anyway. So that one's turn is done. And then the other one is going to, let's see. Yeah, it's going to move here. And it's going to attempt to bite you. It's a miss. Ooh, natural 1. And then it's going to slash with its claws.
That one
And
goes
it's
after
also a
the
miss
duplicate.
anyway. So the duplicate's fine. Next up will be Elias.
Okay. Reluctantly, he'll take Jack's advice, and but he will actually not disengage, so he'll incur the attack opportunity from the werewolf.
It'll be from 2 werewolves.
From 2 of them, yeah.
2. I've already been hurt too, so I'll do what Alexandra did then.
Okay, you can move right up next to her then.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Jeeves.
Okay.
So casual about it.
Yeah, okay. Yes, that's well. I still have a silver sword in my hand.
All right.
So I'm gonna take an attack at that one nearest me before I disengage and move.
Disengaging is an action.
Not for me. It's a cunning action.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
sweet.
true. You sneaky little rogue, you.
You're welcome. So
That's a hit.
Yep, sneak attack.
Please make sure that you have your silvered sword. Is that in your inventory?
yeah,
He used it last time.
Excellent.
23.
Heavy damage. All right.
the sneak attacks is right next to Jack.
Yes, as it's focused on Jack, Jeeves sees an opportunity and shoves this short sword into its kidney. The wolf howls in pain. Looks like he really did a lot of damage to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it drops down on all fours for a second.
Okay.
All right, so then you disengage and move.
I'll disengage and move.
Very well. At this point in time, the giant tree, with all of its moving roots, like some kind of tentacles and big branches, as it's flailing its way towards the winery. Let's see. Let's move the speed here. Yes, it is actually going to move 5, 10. Okay, it moves out of the screen and to the winery itself. So let me pull that up. All right. And it gets just within kind of the range of the winery itself. About right here. But that's all it can do because it used both. It was basically moving as fast as it could. Jack, it's your turn.
Hey, puppy dog. Looking at the one on its feet, on all fours. Where's my map now? Fuck me. Is there still a map up of the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Where'd it
video.
go? Yes. I will be back there momentarily. There it is. Okay. Ha ha! Yeah, they're within 5 feet of each other.
All three of them are.
Stick the one that Jeeves just stuck, or I suppose try to stick it.
Oh, he stuck it really good. Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm gonna try to stick it.
All right.
Green flame blade with. Assuming I can never find the fucker. There, haha.
That's a miss.
That's a miss.
Oh,
That is a
automatic
critical
miss.
miss.
Hey, kitty. Yes, I hear you. I'm sorry, I cannot feed or water you at the moment. Let's see. A critical miss.
God.
What terrible thing should we do to Jack? I'm just going to say that Jack overstepped, and the next hit towards him is going to be a -2 to his AC. Not so bad.
Nope, not so bad.
All right. Well, that was your attack. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You can move a little if you'd like. It's kind of hard to move with all of them positioned the way they are without incurring an attack, because if you move outside of their attack radius, that's when it incurs. Moving adjacent to one's fine, but away from one's the issue.
I want these things' anger. I'm gonna try to taunt them a second time.
All right, 17's a pretty good roll. Yes, you think that you've drawn the attention of all three of them.
I'm sorry, boys. This seems to be an unfair fight. Do you want to go back and get the rest of your pack? Perhaps your mother, so that she might hold your hand.
Ooh.
One growls at you. You're dead.
Not yet, I'm not.
Alexandra, you think that if you run, you may be able to get pretty close to the tree from where you're at.
Yeah, I'm gonna chase that thing down,
You can get within 10 feet of it from where you are.
which is fine by me because that's the whip distance.
All right, then I will go ahead and remove you from this map.
Trip it! Trip it! I don't know if that would work, but try!
I could try tripping the giant tree with my little whip. Yes, that might work.
That's one idea.
Depends
All
on
right.
how full of meat Alexandra is, right?
I know how to deal with the wolves. I don't know how to deal with the tree. That's why I've got 3 of you on it.
Well, she's at full health, so I'd say she's pretty full of meat right now.
I'm not going to talk about filling Alexandra with
Oh,
meat.
Jesus Christ, can we not? Oh my god.
That's Ezek's job.
Not tonight.
All right.
Oh, damn.
It was easy.
Okay, so werewolf number 1 is going to attack.
Hey, wait, does that kill my turn?
Yeah, that was you using all of your movement speed to catch up to it.
Damn it.
It moves about as fast as you do, really. Oh, you know what? You got within 10 feet of it, though.
Yeah, I did.
Can you do anything with a bonus action?
If I use my action surge, I suppose I could.
Well, that's up to you. I didn't want to skip you completely here if you want to do something.
I'll wait till the others catch up to me.
Okay. Alright, so this werewolf is going to move here, and it's going to attempt to bite at Jack.
I will be right back really quick. I need to move a drink.
Jack's already rolling bad. Alright, first the bite. It would normally hit, so actually it does hit because you rolled a 3.
Yep. And that's the one that's at 15 AC.
How do you know the ACs of my monsters? What?
I thought it was my AC that got a -2.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even count that. It would normally hit even without that consideration.
I guess now we do.
No, that's not the AC of these things. So you know what it's not, because I just said that.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so the bite hits and does piercing damage. 6 total. Actually, I shouldn't have applied that on you. Let me
No, with the way we have, it's fine. Just at the end of the round.
Okay. Well,
You
we
know.
just have to keep aggravated damage, I guess, counted separately then.
Ag damage, I love that term. Yes, keep using it.
Yes. All right. And then it claws at you with a claw. Ooh, it is a 19, natural 19, so that's a 23. You rolled
And
a
it goes
19,
straight
however.
to the duplicate.
Okay, and it's going to do damage to that duplicate, so that duplicate's going to poof out.
Yep.
All right. Next up is werewolf number 2 here, and it's going to position itself over here. And now it has advantage because it's flanking you. It's going to attempt to bite you, just like its wolf friend did. It's a hit. Another 19, man. I'm rolling 19s and 20s tonight. Sorry, guys. The bite. It sinks its teeth easily into your skin for 5 points of damage. And then it claws at you with its claws. But it misses. Alright. Next up is the other werewolf. It's going to stay right where it's at. And this is the one that's a little bit more injured. It's going to attempt to just claw at you a couple of times. Oh, with advantage as well. It misses the first time, even though it had advantage. The second claw comes in at you and is a hit. So go ahead and roll to see if that, unless all of your duplicates are gone. Is 13 good enough with that amount of duplicates?
Yep. I've got one left and it poofs.
Alright, so now all of your duplicates are gone, correct?
Yep. Now I've got to switch to other tactics.
Alright. You also feel like you're not incurring that penalty that you were earlier either from your overextended swing. Elias, it's now your turn. If you run as fast as you can get up about 10 feet away. No, you are actually a little closer. You can get within 5 feet of the tree. Is that what you want to do?
Not quite. I'm not going to use all my full movement. I'm going to attack one of the werewolves with a spell and go just 30 feet afterwards.
Which one would you like to hit?
The one that is wounded. I'll be trying guiding bolts on the one that Jeeves hit earlier.
Number 3.
Yes,
Yes.
that's number 3.
Because I'm slightly worried about Jack, and I'm a little concerned that he's throwing his life away with abandon like he likes to. So,
Yeah, you see that the wounds that that's been inflicted upon him, right before your very eyes, you see them start to seal back up.
but they haven't healed yet, right?
No, they haven't healed yet, but you can see this just a very odd healing going on him automatically.
Wow.
All right, yeah, that's a miss. Automatic miss.
All right. Well, the little bolts of lightning kind of fly out from Elias's hands, but for some reason they turn tail and fly backwards at him, and he has to dodge out of the way. So.
So are you dodging your own spell?
That's what he gets for wearing metal.
We'll go ahead and roll a 20 then, Brent. If you're going to dodge your own spell here.
Let's see.
What's your attack? What does your attack need to be on Guiding Bolt? Just a regular roll? Okay, it's... I don't know. We're just going to skip all that.
Well, that would fail to hit my AC at least. So
Well, I mean, a 1 is going to fail to hit anyone's AC, right?
But the 12, I mean, the D20 I rolled.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that
Yeah.
makes more sense. To make it an attack instead of a dodge roll, make it the attack roll against yourself. Good thinking. You've used your action. Would you like to use some movement?
Yeah, I'm gonna move the rest of the way and hope that Jack will take care of himself.
All right. I'm just going to move you to the edge of the screen and personally note where you are.
Okay.
Because there's some distance in between here and the next map.
Right. Okay.
All right, Mr. Jeeves.
All right. I'm just going to call out to Jack and make sure he really wants to go that alone.
That might affect the werewolf's intimidation check. They certainly have his attention right now, and you know that's what Jack wanted. So,
Yeah, true.
but you can kind of see that Jack's wounds are beginning to heal on their own.
That's a good point. Okay, I'm going to use my cunning action for this round and use dash and catch up to the tree, hopefully.
Yes, that's enough to take you completely to it. So I'll take you to the other map now. You're right up on it.
Awesome. All right, I'm going to risk it and take a swing.
All right. It's a hit. It's hard to miss. This thing's huge.
Yeah.
All right. Yes. You pierce it with your rapier.
Wonderful.
10 points of damage on it. Not bad.
Cool.
Poking a giant tree with a rapier. Wow.
I know, I can't imagine that'll do much.
I snapped a twig.
If even.
It probably looks down, realizes how inconvenient having a human splintering it is, and just rolls its eyes.
You're not even sure if it noticed you as it continues its way to the building and begins smashing into the roof and the corner of this winery. You see that the roof buckles as it brings its heavy branches down on it. You see part of the roof collapse in and part of the wall get busted. Because it moved out of both Alexandra and Mr. Jeeves's threatening range, you both get attacks of opportunity on it.
Nice. Alright. Time
That's
for a
a
little
hit.
bit of combat superiority. I'm going to try to trip it.
All right.
If I can get it prone, more damage to it, right?
Sure. I think that prone is not more damage. It's just easier to hit things that are prone when you're attacking them with a weapon.
It's also less damage to the winery. Save
Exactly.
the booze.
Exactly.
And we all know how much Alexandra wants to protect her booze.
If you knock the
Shut
tree
it.
prone, though, how would it get back up? Like, it doesn't have arms.
That's a fantastic question. Let's see if she can do it.
I'm trying to get my dice to work. It's lagging like hell.
If we can topple the tree, we'll probably have to lay there.
Fucking hell.
Oh my
Ooh.
god.
Yes!
Wow! I
Yes.
couldn't do that again if I tried.
All these ones finally gave us a 20.
Okay, so I have to make a DC save against trip
Yep.
of 15. Strength.
15.
Man, you guys have got some weird ideas, but
Weird, effective ideas.
It was a critical hit, though, too, so I don't understand how that would work with...
In this case, it's mostly up to the DM how it would work if he wants to give you, like, a bonus or advantage or something.
well,
I don't think there's
Do
a hard
the
and fast
DC save
rule
with a
for it.
disadvantage.
it made it save. But I'm wondering what would happen to this thing if it didn't. Because it would be kind of weird to use a whip to trip this gigantic tree monster.
Well, if it's moving, all she has to do is overbalance it somehow.
Yeah, just...
Bigger they are, it doesn't truly matter. If she can get it off kilter even a little bit, its own weight and momentum will bring its ass down.
Okay. Well, she's not screaming timber because it didn't go down. But you did score a critical hit on it, so go ahead and roll damage. Excellent. The critical hit deals 16 points of damage as you slash part of the bark off of this tree. You see the light grow faint for a second. The green light within its kind of somewhere within the tree. You see this thing has like some knot holes and it's obvious like gaping maw and some kind of green light's coming out of it. When you scored that critical hit, you saw it dim for a second. It turns its attention from the brewery, the winery, over to you for a second before it continued over and began to crush it. So, Jeeves, it is now your turn to take an attack of opportunity on the tree as it was moving to attack the winery.
I took one already, Mike.
You did?
Yep. It was another 10 points just before.
Yeah, right
Alex
before she
started her
did.
Trip.
How did you know if it hit or not?
It
I
did.
rolled an 18.
Well,
We
yeah.
were talking about the rapier poking the tree, you know?
I rolled higher than I hit. When I hit the first time, I rolled a 9, and that was a hit, and I rolled 11 the next time. So I assumed it was a hit.
Yeah, 11 plus 7 was 18, and that probably hit the tree.
Yeah, it was a hit. I just didn't realize damage was going on to the monster at the moment that it
Sorry.
did. Okay, so Jack, you're up next.
Okay, 3 pissed off werewolves. And me.
Yeah.
It must be my birthday.
You asked for it.
Oh, I'm happy. Right now, what I want to do is Green Flame Blade, the one who looks most hurt.
All right, that would be number 3.
Which one is he in this?
The one to your right. That's a hit.
And it's not sneak attack, but it is that amount of damage. Plus
There we are.
Oh, also, at the beginning of your turn, all of your damage heals.
That amount of damage plus
Do I have one?
that amount of damage to his friend.
Logan.
So, how does your green flame blade do damage to the first target? Are you higher enough level to where that actually happens now?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay, so Jack stabs his silver sword into the werewolf, and green flames jump from his sword into the adjacent werewolf, dealing damage to both.
Yeah, 11 to number 3 and 5 to number 1.
Yes, it all. Let's see. It all appropriately did it through Fantasy Grounds. I love technology sometimes.
Sometimes.
Let the record show that sometimes I like technology when it's not totally fucking me. Excuse my language. Okay, so yes, Jack, that is your attack. Is there anything else you can do with your turn? As soon as you start to heal up all of your damage on your turn, you see that the werewolf that's kind of at a catty corner behind you, he says, "It's a raven!" So it looks like they're onto you now.
Smile and look at him. Oh, yeah, not the only wares involved. Come on.
And you're not sure if you can tell what a smile would look like on the maw of this thing, but you may have just seen one. Alexandra, it's your turn.
I'm gonna bring this tree down.
Do it.
Well, it moved away from you, so you'll have to move up to it.
I did.
Okay.
Damn it.
Yes, that's a miss.
Good thing I have 2 attacks, huh?
That is a good thing. The crack of a whip meets the air twice,
God damn!
but misses somehow. Anything else?
Yeah, I might as well burn my action surge for this.
Go ahead. Now that's a hit.
There we go.
Did you want to use an ability with that hit? Ooh, maximum damage.
Right. Yep.
Was that a...
That was just regular. That wasn't one of the superiority dice.
Okay. Ooh, I got the hiccups.
That would be the end of my turn, I guess.
Okay. Alright, so the werewolf that said that that you're a raven, that was the first to attack Jack. And let's see here. Is that still considered flanking? I'm just going to say no. So he's going to attempt not to bite you, but just slash at you with his claws. And it's a miss on the first try. His second claw comes in. How is this missing you? He's rolling really good. Logan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Is your AC above 21?
My AC is currently 22 with shield.
Oh, we didn't know you used shield. I see it now.
Okay. And that's until your next turn, I guess?
Yep. Did my mic not pick it up?
No, we didn't hear you cast it at all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's in the chat window, though.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, now we see it.
The second one starts to claw at you, but begins missing as well. Your shield deflecting their claws. You can tell they're getting pretty pissed off.
As if they weren't already.
Well, they got baited into attacking a fellow were creature without knowing it.
Yes, they miss all
And
around.
taunted.
All three of them begin slashing at you, doing what you would think would be pretty scary if your shield wasn't deflecting their claws. All right, Elias, you find yourself kind of away from the tree's combat. You think you can get within about 15 feet of it from where you're at right now.
Does that involve all of my movement, or?
Yeah, that would be all of your movement.
Well, the other guys were further away and got within 10 feet of it.
Yeah, but it moved since then.
Ah, okay. Am I close enough to what's going on with Jack to see what he's doing?
You can see both situations.
Okay. So, just in character here, Elias notices what's going on with Jack, and he makes notice just barely that his wounds had healed. And Elias has a confused look on his face for a moment, and he sees all these attacks missing and the wounds closing, and he shakes his head, not knowing what Jack is up to, but trusts in him enough to leave the situation. And he uses all of his movement to try to catch up with the others where the tree is. So you can put him like adjacent to where Alexandra is if he can get to like right behind her.
Yes, he can definitely get right behind her.
Okay.
All right, and with that, it will be Mr. Jeeves' turn.
Alrighty.
You can sneak attack it, dudes.
I don't know. Is it gonna send within 5 feet?
No.
No, I'm not. I'm within 10 because that's my whip range.
Yeah. You say this thing's got little openings on it, Mike? That's
Yes,
why
it does. You can see green light somewhere within the openings and the knot holes and stuff of this tree.
How big a holes are we talking? Like arrow size?
Yeah, you could easily like fit a whole arm in there.
Well, let's try an arrow first. Please don't roll a
I
one.
get the feeling if I'd kept the Gulthias staff, this would be much easier.
You're right. It would have.
Ugh.
It's a hit anyway. It doesn't go in a hole or anything, but you definitely send an arrow
Okay.
into it. Yes, the arrow sinks in. You think that it may have done some good. It doesn't look terribly wounded.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
Can you taunt a tree?
I think he did. He hit it pretty hard.
Your
last
mother's
time.
an acorn!
No, you're the one that taunted it. Yeah, you critical hit it.
Yeah. I think I pissed it off. Either way, we have to stop it from attacking the winery.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
Alright. Alright, instead of hitting the winery this turn, it instead moves towards Alexandra.
Oh, great.
Ah,
Let's see here. Oh, it didn't even need to move to do that part. Its roots start to reach out to get you. Please make a... No, that's it, actually. It just grabs you. Its roots begin to coil around your body. You are grappled.
no deck saves? Wow.
Well, it beat her AC on the attack. It's basically an attack. And then she can try to escape it or hack at it or whatever she would like to do. Creative options are always available. On her turn, though. Alright, so Alexandra is grappled, and then it brings her into its mouth.
Oh, great.
You squirm and kick, but it just rolled a natural 20.
Oh, God.
And bites right into your neck. I'm sorry.
Holy crap.
32 points of damage as its wooden splinter-like teeth sink into your neck. It's trying to bite your head off. Everyone sees Alexandra be taken up by a bunch of roots and drawn into the maw of this giant tree creature, and then her blood just starts spilling down it from where its maw is. Your friend's in a lot of trouble right now. She's going to need your help.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well, its turn is not over. Elias, the roots begin to grasp at you as well,
Oh my God.
and you are grappled by the roots. And then it slings a branch over at you. It has a reach with these branches that are pretty long. It can reach out 15 feet. So it hits you with one of its branches. Somehow, while you're grappled with the roots, you manage to throw your weight in a way that makes the branch miss, slamming straight into you.
Okay.
Jack, it's now your turn. You hear the scream of Alexandra, and from where you're at, there's some kind of trees in the way. But from whatever you hear, you know that's not good. I'll leave you with that thought while I refill my beer. Please hold it.
She's only half dead.
Insert pause sound from Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest.
Are you seriously humming the Jeopardy theme right now?
Yeah, he is.
I know I can get a beer, but I can't feed my cat. Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
All right, Jack.
I think you forgot one important detail, Mike, just saying.
Please enlighten me.
You'd said there was a bunch of ravens from the winery trying to attack the tree.
They are. They're not doing very much good.
I was gonna say, aren't they
Also,
doing
That
good?
looks
Yeah.
like the two small ones.
Also, his memory.
Those are definitely.
Sounds like a backseat driver.
Also, Mardukov is
That
supposed
is
to
not
be
the
with us.
same thing.
What?
I don't know.
Wow, I don't know. Yeah, you also forgot, what the hell's his name?
Davian?
Erwin Mardukov, too. No,
Oh,
Erwin Mardukov, he
Erwin.
came with us. Yeah.
Huh. That's a good point. Erwin could help Jack out.
I think in the last game, Mike said that he was kind of following behind us, but no one would be aware of him except maybe Jack because he was in Raven form.
Yeah.
Like, apparently I can't spell your Erwin. I thought it was U-R...
E-R-W-I-N.
No, it starts with a U. Why is it not showing up in my NPC list? I'll have to go to Velaki and find him. Hold on. Is there no stat? Okay, that's fine. I'll just use a were-raven for him. Jack, you with me? I think Logan's away from the keyboard at the moment. This is a good opportunity for me to feed and water my pet. I'll be right back. Okay. Logan back with us yet?
Hasn't said anything, but
He's rolling.
He rolled a 10. To do what? I have no idea. Oh boy. Critical hit with a short sword at werewolf number 3, which is the wounded one. Aw, no microphone. Green flame blade, he says. Well, he critically hits werewolf number 3, and then his green flame blade will affect the werewolf number 1. And Jack, I hope you can at least hear us. Good. Yes, we'll go ahead and roll critical damage for werewolf number 3, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, it's enough to knock the already staggering werewolf down. And then werewolf 1 gets some of the flames that leap from one werewolf to another. And it takes some magical damage there as well. Well, fire damage, not magical damage. But yes, it's from magic. I think that might count. All right, Jack, did you want to do anything else? Taunt them again. Go ahead and roll. Get used to the boot, puppy. Alright, so werewolf number 3 is perished. And the other 2 werewolves are intimidated by that in of itself. However, Jack rolls an excellent roll for intimidation. 21 here. And you can tell that they are bloodthirsty for you now. You also see running towards you is some kind of hybrid form of some kind of bird creature, mixed between a bird and man. It's rushing up to you. It looks like it'll get to you within the next round. It has a crossbow in its hand, a small hand crossbow. Alexandra, it's your turn.
Okay, what do I have to do to break this grapple and attack it?
That is up to you. What would you like to do? Describe it and I'll tell you the results. There's roots that have twined themselves around you. Just one big root really has got a hold of you.
She could use acrobatics to try to get out of it. Wriggle herself loose.
Let's see here. That's fine. Go ahead. You do. You wiggle yourself free of the root.
Okay, time to whip it and cause even more damage. I'm sick of this thing already.
Sure, I suppose that's more of a movement type action. However, because you started your turn in the grapple, those roots had been strangling at you the entire time. So that is going to be... That did not go the way I expected it to. What just happened? Why is it doing that? That's so weird. It's 1d6 plus 2. Alright, don't say that to the players, Mike. 7 points of damage as it was strangling you in between the turns. So a total of 40 wound points.
Great.
But you did break free, and then you attacked with your whip and hit Winter Splinter. And yes, you do damage to it.
Whip it again for good measure, I guess.
Okay. It's another hit. Heavy damage. You see the light flicker from within it. The green light.
Elias, I am not feeling terrific right now. I could really use some healing if it's up to you.
Alright, well, the first werewolf, the more vocal one, moves to get Jack in a full kind of a flanking, or a flank. Mike, talk good now.
He's gonna claw you with his claw and flank you with his flank.
He hits Jack. It's a 22 for the roll there. The claw deals 8 points of damage. Then once again, he's going to slash. Or did he already? Oh boy. No, he didn't make the first one. Okay, so the second claw comes in, but misses. The next werewolf, also flanking, is going to attack Jack with claws, which is a hit. Heavy damage to Jack, 10 points. The second claw from the second werewolf is also a hit. Oh, shield. Alright, that changes his AC up, I think, to 21, I believe, or 22. So that second one would have normally hit. Right before it did, the shield stopped it. Elias, you're next.
Okay, so did Jack take all the damage he actually took in that turn?
Yes.
Okay. So I am still tangled in the roots of the tree, right?
Oh yeah, and because of that, you're going to incur a bit of damage. Let me look it up, even though I said to the whole world exactly what the damage was earlier.
Are you already drunk, Mike?
I've had like 4.
Wow.
But this is more fun to me if I'm drinking a little. 10 points of damage on Elias as the roots constrict around his body. That's total of 20. So Elias is definitely feeling the effects here. Elias, what would you like to do to break these roots?
If I try to break the roots, does that use my action for the turn?
I'm going to say it's going to use a little bit of movement. So, yeah, I don't think you'll be able to get an attack in. You might be able to get a spell in. But I'm going to say it's going to either use your movement or an action. Whatever the grapple rules say. Grapple rules have always been the bane of my existence.
Well, Alexandra was in the roots earlier. What did she do?
I did acrobatics, but I have a +7 for dexterity, so.
That was also when you were inside the mouth of the tree, wasn't it?
Yeah, it drew her. It pulled her to it, so she was right next to it. You're about 10 feet away.
Well, the thing is, I'm trying to decide between if I need to heal Alexandra, I have to get next to her and touch her. But if I can attack it from where I'm already at.
You can't attack it, but you can attack the roots.
I can use a spell.
Yeah, if you have a ranged attack, yeah, you could hit it.
I have several ranged attacks.
So you're just going to stay grappled and use some ranged attacks?
I was trying to decide between that and moving towards Alexandra to touch her to heal her, but I don't know if that would use my action or movement to get out of the roots of the tree.
Huh.
So let's just say I'll attack the tree. How about that?
Whatever you'd like to do.
So we're about 19 points away from dying, just to let you know, again.
Yeah, well, I'm 20 points away from dying, and I think Jack is 7 points.
Let's just take a moment. I don't often like to do this, but let's look at some 5e grapple rules and figure out if it's like a move action or an actual like action that would take place of your attack.
Ghostly Theater. Yes.
Yeah, great song, not really appropriate to the situation.
I know. It's my favorite song off the soundtrack, though.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites too. I like this one, Alchemy Lab, and Leon's theme, pretty good.
Ooh, it is an action to escape a grapple.
Okay, I'm just gonna shoot it with a guiding bolt then.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna cast it as a level 2 spell though, to hopefully do more damage to it. If I can get higher than a 1 this time. Alright. Wow.
Well, you jinxed
Another
yourself
one.
by saying that.
Wow, seriously.
Yeah, and that's a level 2 spell slot wasted too. How about that? So I guess I'm doing nothing.
Well, outside the game, after we get done, you should look up to see if a failed use of a spell like that actually counts against that spell slot. I think it probably does, but hey, maybe the rules say something about that.
Counts against the what?
If it uses a spell slot, if the spell misses, I'm pretty sure it does.
It does.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I've always done before.
All right. So Elias's turn is not so effective. Let's see what Mr. Jeeves can do.
Take it down, Jeeves.
Yeah.
I've actually
down to
done nothing
Funky
this
Town.
whole time.
Yeah, you've been kind of just like at a bad spot on the map the whole time. Like the movement has really screwed you.
Oh crap.
It's a miss.
Ah, dang it. Crap, that's all I can do. What a waste.
And I'm going to die.
Yes, it is Winter Splinter's turn. First, it's going to attempt to grapple Alexandra within its roots again.
Can I parry it this time?
Explain to me what parry does.
It's one of my superiority dice, and it's a short heal.
Oh.
It does a heal of 1d8 plus 4 for self.
Does it matter if the thing hits you or not?
Well, if it doesn't hit me, that's fine.
Okay, because it missed trying to grab you at the roots.
Okay.
On the
Okay,
first
that's
attempt, anyway. It's going to try it again with the second shot. So the roots once again start to coil at Alexandra. And it hits that time, so now you can parry. Alright. You healed 12 points of damage to yourself.
Whew. I don't know if that actually cancels out the roots or not, though, because it's a parry, so
Nah.
that stopped them from getting me.
No, I don't think it stopped you. I don't think it stopped.
Alright,
but,
fine.
But if Perry says otherwise, I will change my mind.
Let me look it up.
It's one of the giant tree rules. For fairy.
Yeah, Perry
thanks for
says,
that, Mark.
with another creature damages you with a melee
With a
attack.
yeah, you can use
Oh.
a reaction to expend one superiority dice.
Yeah, well, it didn't damage you, it just grappled you.
Yeah, okay. That worked.
But it's about to probably damage you.
Yeah.
So, let's just, yeah, that reduces damage. That doesn't actually heal you. You just healed yourself for 12 when you really shouldn't have. So, I'm going to add 12 to 28 here. Which is a nice round 40, right?
I just clicked and dragged it over, though. I didn't, like, add this one myself.
Right, but it automatically healed you. See in the chat, it says heal 12 to Alexandra. And you were at 40 earlier. So, could you give yourself that superiority dice back?
Sure.
Alright. You'll probably have a chance to do it soon. All it does is reduce damage, so it can't actually give you more points than it took.
Yeah.
But if it does, that was a pretty good roll. I'm gonna allow 12 to be your roll if it bites your head off. So that's what it's going to do now, is try to bite your head off.
Right.
Just because you're grappled doesn't mean it's an automatic hit.
I'm gonna look around for a Grim Reaper with a scroll.
It is a hit, though. So go ahead. Well, let's see. I'm just going to roll the damage here, so it's not going to apply it. It rolled 16 points of damage, so I'm going to take 12 out of that. So you only get bit for 4 damage. So it's 44 wound
Still
points.
dying!
Oh my god.
Yes. You see Alexandra grasped by roots, brought up to this thing's mouth once again, but right before it brings its teeth right down into her neck to try to bite her head, she parries with her whip and smacks it in a way that deflects most of the damage.
I knock a few of its splinters away.
It then it kind of holds the roots out about 5 foot away from it, and it brings a branch down at Alexandra.
Great.
So it's getting 3 actions?
It has apparently 4 attacks here. It's a critical hit as the giant tree brings a branch down on top of her.
And she's dead.
Yes, she is
Again.
dying. The tree comes down, the branch just whacks her right in the head. You see her body fall limp. The roots coiling around her even harder. You think that if those roots are allowed to strangle her while she's unconscious like this, it will absolutely drain the life out of her. So getting her out of those roots and some kind of healing back on her is an absolute priority at this point. It's at this time where the bird-looking man gets close enough to one of the werewolves, to werewolf number 1, to where it can actually unleash a bolt from its hand crossbow.
Now, Jack yelled at the guy to go help us instead, you know.
Oh, no, I didn't read that. Is that what happened?
Yes.
Well, with that said, he's going to take his long crow birdie looking legs and, well, raven. That's so offensive. I'm sorry. That's so racist that I called him a crow. But Erwin is going to start running towards the rest of the group then. Jack, it's now your turn. You hear a large thwack and the gasp of your compatriots.
Yeah. If he brings the werewolves, that'll just be worse.
That's a hit. Alright, and that werewolf definitely feels that damage. Anything else? The green flame blade damage. Yes, heavy damage. Almost just as much as the sword itself. You think that this werewolf still has plenty of fight left in it, but you're definitely making progress. Yeah. Yeah, the flame can't leap on the opposite side of you, so... Unless you want to move or anything, it'll be Alexandra's turn next. And she will roll a just straight d20.
Nah.
Oh yeah, you healed your damage, Jack. I don't know if yeah. Okay, Alexandra, that is such a critical roll that you just made. Not only do you make the death save successfully, you rolled a natural 20, which brings you back to 1 hit point.
Just stick your head back on.
Which is also good because when your turn started, the tree was already using its roots to squish you even harder and caused you to automatically make a fail. So you, with this critical success, have brought yourself basically back to life in the most critical time here. You're conscious at 58 hit points.
You should move next to Elias if you can.
I mean, with 1 hit point, 58 wound points. She can't move. She is clutched
I'm
by
grappled
the...
still.
Yes.
I'm grappled too. I think Jeeves is free.
I am right now.
Okay, so Alexandra, you were conscious. You have your full turn still.
Okay, well, since I can't do anything else, I might as well attack the fucking thing. Hopefully finish it off.
It doesn't look all that damaged. There's some pieces of bark missing with that green light spilling out now, but for the most part, it still looks like it has plenty of fight left in it.
Do you have a potion of healing on you? Because I think each of us had one.
I do not.
Can you search for wall meat in the grass?
Good.
Jeeves has one, I know. I gave him mine.
That's true, I do.
Okay, I will guess I will have to spend one of... I'll have to use my second wind ability then.
What the hell just happened? Ongoing damage?
Healing yourself.
Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, was that in the grapple thing?
Yeah, it's because I didn't move it to her turn just yet. Fantasy Grounds was being smart because that was the automatic hit that I was talking about. She's still fine. That healed 8. She was at 58, so it says 51, but I'm changing it to 50 because that's actually correct. You have 9 hit points left. Now, is that an action to use Second Wind?
It counts as a bonus action.
Okay.
And like I said, I can't really do much else because even if I break the grapple, I won't be able to move, so...
Well, breaking the grapple is an action. You could still move afterwards. But moving out of its threatening range is...
Yeah, it would incur
questionable.
an attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
So I really don't have much of a choice. I have to attack it and hope I can kill it.
Well, you're not going to kill it. I'm pretty sure.
Well, then I'll have to rely on you guys not getting ones, won't I?
You might just jinx this.
It's a hit. A good point. 11 points of damage as the whip slashes into the bark of the tree. And that's another hit. Maximum damage as you slash into it once again. Yeah, so everyone who saw Alexandra pass out sees her suddenly regain a little bit of weak consciousness, just enough to use the strength in her good arm to slash 2 really good strikes into this beast. But back over on the other side of things, Jack has to contend with these werewolves. And they begin to, once again, claw at you. Did you want to use a reaction before this happens, as they're making an attack?
I can wait until it decides whether or not it hits.
Okay. And it misses with 1 claw. Oh, wait. He gets to do it twice because it's a flanking. But it missed with both. Both hits on that. Alright, and then it's going to take its second claw. And it's a hit. So if you would like to do shield now, this would be the time.
Yeah, pop it up.
Okay, so it did not roll high enough to exceed the shield. And that will be the other werewolf's turn. You can tell that they are getting really frustrated with you. You're quite slippery. It rolls a natural 20. Critically hits you. Yes, actually one of its clawed thumbs digs into your eye, dealing 13 points of damage.
You.
Yeah.
Its other claw misses you. For a slight moment, you're blind on one eye before your eye starts healing again. Elias, it's your turn.
Okay, one more time. Desperate attempt to kill the tree. Hopefully not a 1 for the 3rd time.
That is a miss.
Still a miss.
You only rolled a 6.
I'm so dead.
Okay, so another second
Again.
spell done.
All right, Mr. Jeeves. Things are looking dire for the Belmont here.
Yeah, they are. I am gonna.
Just to replay the scene here.
Yeah.
It has her in its roots. A green glow coming from within its maw somewhere, about to bite into her again. You think this might be one of her final moments?
Can I use a potion of healing on somebody if they're willing?
Yeah.
All right. How about? Well, I can't really move, attack, and use my. Well, my fast hand says I can use an item. Would that count?
I think using a potion is an action. So if you have something that allows you to use an entire action, yes. The use item part of a normal turn is more like opening a door, picking up a weapon that's on the ground, something like that.
What do you mean, bitchy?
What?
She was positively pleasant to you the entire time.
Okay, so fast hands use an object. Doesn't mean I can use the potion on Alex.
No.
All right. Well,
You could still use it on her, it's just you're not going to be able to attack that round.
right. Now I'm gonna go for damage.
Thanks!
What? it.
That's the fastest way to deal with it is to go ahead and kill it because it'll just kill us anyway if we don't take it out.
I do more damage to it than either of you. If you keep me alive, I can hurt it worse.
All right, we'll see. All right, I'm gonna pour the potion of healing down her throat.
All right, you climb up with your special slippers. You actually climb up the giant root that has her tangled, get up to her, and start quaffing a potion down her throat, which she drinks. So go ahead and make the roll for the healing on whatever potion you have. Should be in the items
Standard
description.
Potion of healing.
The thing that I'm concerned about is that one attack from the tree is going to do more damage than any healing we can give her.
Not with my parry.
Jack screams out, "Cut off its wood!" Which is completely out of character because he can't exactly see what's going on from there.
I
9?
couldn't apply it as healing, but 9 points.
That's fine. I can take care of that. Where's my mouse cursor? There it is. Alright, so she was at 50, and now she's at 41.
Let's hope it doesn't do more than that with damage.
Well, she's 41 out of
I
59.
still have my parry.
You parried earlier. But if you have more
shit.
combat...
I have 2 more dice.
Alright, did you count the dice against the parry? Because I counted the roll. I didn't make you roll it again. I told you to give it back, but I never told you to do it, to take it out. I'll just trust that you're not using more combat support.
I have 4 combat superiority dice. I use the first one to try to trip, I use the second one to try to parry. I still have 2 more.
Okay. That works. Alright, and says, no, that's Logan saying that. I should be more clear. Yes, okay, so, yeah, Logan's making the suggestion to cut the wood of the... to cut off its wood. I mean, that sounds phallic, but what I think he's suggesting is to cut at the root that's holding her.
I think you meant it the other way.
Alright, Mr. Jeeves, that's your turn. So now Winter Splinter it is going to attempt to grapple Mr. Jeeves.
Of course, because I'm in the range now.
With its roots?
Hopefully I'm nimble enough to move.
Nope. You are grappled. You feel the roots latch onto you and begin to constrict you. Elias, the roots also reach out to you as well.
Of course.
But you manage to evade them. Oh, actually, you're already grappled, aren't you?
Yeah, I've been grappled.
Well, in that case, I didn't do that, guys. I'm not wasting an attack on that. Okay, so that was one attack to grapple Jeeves. So now all 3 of you are grappled.
In a line.
Kind of reminds me of Groot in the first movie.
First, the bite at Alexandra. Attempting to bite her head off. It does successfully bite her. Oh boy.
I have not rolled my parry yet, so...
Okay, well I'm gonna roll the damage in the window then, not on you. Okay. So roll your parry. Oh fuck.
Alright,
Good luck with this parry.
the parry is 1d8 plus 4.
Shit. Plus 4?
Plus 4.
Why didn't you add the plus 4 to your modifier? Freaking me out here.
Because I didn't I didn't see it. I have it on my screen, and it's kind of hard to use this laptop because my mouse isn't free. Okay, do you want me to just re-roll with the modifier then?
No. I'm doing math in my head right now. Hold on. Oh boy. Okay. So, it rolled 19 as the damage, and you rolled 6. So that's what, 14?
13.
Yep.
So 14 points of damage added to... Let's see, what's your hit points at? 41?
Isn't that 13? 19 minus 6?
Is it?
Yes.
Alright, so 13. 13 plus 41 is 54?
Yeah.
She has 5 HP left.
Okay.
Staying staying alive.
Barely. You see it bite once again into Alexandra. The thing is just chewing on her. It's absolutely horrific. Blood is everywhere.
I want turkey.
And then it starts to bring branches down on Jeeves and Elias. For Mr. Jeeves, it hits with a branch. And the bludgeoning damage is 17. Another branch comes down over Elias and misses.
Yay.
Whew! It's at this point where Irwin is in range with his little mini crossbow, hand crossbow, and he shoots at Winter Splinter, but misses.
How did you miss the fucking tree, dog?
I don't know. How do you keep missing, Elias?
That's a good question. I don't know that either.
Hey, Erwin rolled a 6. I think that's been on average better than Elias tonight.
I got a 6
It's all
last
good.
time.
Yeah,
It's
but
all
you got
good, 'cause
2
I wanna
ones,
be the
so
one to
that
finish
brings
this
that
thing off
average
anyway.
down. Let's see, 6, 7, 8 divided by 3. What is that?
It's all good. I want to be the one to finish this thing off anyway.
The green light within it still grows brightly. Hey, Mark.
Hey.
Do you remember in the very first Castlevania game I ran and Sean jumped off the building and stabbed his sword into the heart of the giant skeleton?
No, doesn't ring a bell.
Oh,
You told me that story before about one
oh
of your.
Mark wasn't there. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That was pre-Mark days.
Pre-me days. Before my journey across the ocean.
So, question, Mike: is there anyone in the house freaking out or leaving the house, or what are they doing?
You see a large amount of ravens flying around and pecking at the tree.
But the family doesn't seem to be home.
The family doesn't seem to be home.
Okay. That's probably a good thing.
Jack, you with us?
He's probably typing it up.
No, he's not. I'm going to go ahead and reset his wounds from 13 to 0.
Nice.
He was about halfway dead, but he's pretty slippery. That shield spell saves his life.
That's a really good compromise because he only has 25 HP. So
Yeah,
they wouldn't have to hurt him much to take him down in one turn.
and they have been trying. If it
Yeah.
was still 3 on him, and they got lucky, if he's
Yeah.
out of shield spells, he would be toast right now.
That's what I was thinking, but it's worked out so far.
Yeah, his plan seems to be working out. Excellent music selection tonight, Brett. Good job.
Yeah, does Irwin have anything inventory-wise on him for healing, or is he just barely weapons?
Irwin appears to be a giant hybrid form between some kind of crow creature and a human. And
Yeah.
all he has in his clawed, raven-like claw is a small, tiny crossbow that shoots a bolt out of it, a lot smaller than a normal crossbow.
Okay.
Other than
You
that,
tell him
he's-
to load for bear. He brings a pistol.
Jack, it's your turn.
Excuse me.
I'm speaking your language tonight. That's a hit, Jack.
Yay.
All right, 5 points to start with. Another 7 with the green flame. And that should do it, since you are flanked. The flame can't jump. But yes, that does hurt. Anything else?
Does he look like he's about to go down?
He looks bloodied. You can't tell if he's close to going down, though. You think that you've done at least more than half of the job here to get the job done.
Good enough, not fast enough. Okay.
All right, Alexandra.
Can I make? Yeah, I'm good.
All right, Alexandra. The roots that bind you have constricted the life out of you, You are now dying.
What?
Another d20.
Yes. All right, that's it. That's one death save. I've marked it on your sheet. Next up is the werewolf behind Jack. It's going to attempt to claw at you a couple of times. And it has advantage because it's flanking you. It misses anyway with the first claw. With the second claw, it's a hit unless you have another shield to use.
I do. I'm just weighing and measuring. Give me 5 seconds to decide. Yeah. Burn another one.
All right. Its attack doesn't quite do enough to get past the shield. So it's the other werewolf's turn at this point. And it claws at you with a critical hit.
Oh,
Automatic success. Good thing you used that shield last time. That might matter. All right. Jack's belly opens and intestines spill out. 13 points of damage. That critical hit. The second hit comes in as an attempt. And it also hits. Even despite the shield. Jack takes another 10 points of
Ouch.
damage. Jack, you teeter and stumble. The werewolf growls and says, "This is the end for you, Raven. You are on the brink of death." Elias, it's your turn.
Okay. What to do? If I swing at the roots under my feet, does that if I attack it successfully and hit it, does that free me and do damage to the tree, or just potentially free me?
You can't really tell. You know that attacking the roots, if you were to break them, would free you, but you're not sure if it would hurt the creature or not. So just if you're going to attack the roots, just roll it into the chat window.
I see. I'm just thinking through what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I need to not die.
Or actually, you could roll it onto the creature. It's just, as far as damage goes, rolls the damage into the window.
Or could I perhaps lob a spear or a javelin at the roots around Alexandra?
You could do that as well. Or instead.
don't roll a 1. Speaking from experience.
He's already got all his ones out tonight. He's rolled 2.
I should hope so. He needs to get higher than a 6 too, though.
Well, I'll try harder then.
Yes, roll the dice differently this time.
Yeah. So I'm going to. So where do you want me to roll the hit dice for throwing it at the roots around Alexander?
Just
Hit
go
dice
and
were
roll it
on
on
the
the
tree.
creature.
On the creature.
Hey.
There we go.
It said you're out of ammo. You did have a spear to throw, right?
Let me check. Well, I've got a javelin for sure, and it does the same thing, so I'll use that instead.
Okay. Well, it's a hit then. Go ahead and roll damage in the window, not at the creature.
Okay.
Ooh, a 4. Hold on.
There's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, you see that the javelin sinks into the root, but although the root like kind of cringes for a second, it doesn't let loose of Alexandra.
Really?
Sorry, buddy. You rolled a 1.
Wow.
No pressure.
Man, some sessions just go that way. We all have them, man. They all.
God damn.
Wow.
Yes. Unfortunately, the short bow isn't aimed just right as Winter Splinter kind of moves out of the way. An unfortunate
He's too
shot.
big.
Out of the way.
Couldn't hit the broadside of a tree. Anything else, Jeeves, before it's Winter Splinter's turn to wreak havoc on everyone?
Unless I can disengage and slip out now.
You can tell the evil green glow within this tree is shining a deadly light upon your friend there.
I'm trying to see what I've got. Okay, so can I throw the? Can I use the mincemeat pies on this thing? Just anything. Oh, yeah.
I would say that would be an
Frog.
improvised weapon. You've already made your attack. That's a short bow.
I'm just throwing something, you know. Bat guano? No.
He's looking through all his inventory of the shit that you guys took from the death house.
I am. Shrunken head. Yeah. Youth elixir. Yeah, I can make it into a sapling.
Do you still have any holy water, Jeeves?
No.
Thought we all had some. Damn.
I would say you have a lantern, set it on fire, but I'm still in its roots, and so are all of you.
I do have a lantern.
Again, you missed the part where I said it. We're all still in its roots.
I think we're screwed either way.
Is Jeeves in the roots? I didn't know he was. Or not.
Yes,
Yeah,
all of
I
you.
have to.
All of you are.
It figures I have a tinder box in my inventory too.
Yeah. Would that be count as attack though, wouldn't it? Trying to throw a tinderbox into it.
Well, throwing the box into the tree isn't going to do a lot of good. You have to make use of what's inside it.
Yeah, I mean, I got flasks of oil and stuff.
If you throw the tinderbox
Yeah.
at the tree, it's probably just going to blink and stare at you confused.
No, I got nothing. I got nothing useful.
All right. Okay, guys. Well, not seeing you is really a threat anymore. Winter Splinter turns its attention back on the winery and begins beating it down. He takes you along with it as he moves more towards the front door, kind of holding you all kind of above the well and stuff with it. Winter Splinter breaks down the roof, and you can start to see the interior of the building as roof and walls begin to crumble. The stability of the place looks like it is becoming questionable. It's at this point, Erwin Martikoff in his were-raven form. Any suggestion, guys, what Erwin will do with his little crossbow?
Call his dad, hope he's secretly a wizard, summon Malphus, fuck if I know!
I think in character what he would do is try to help us like get out of the situation more than try to damage it with a tiny crossbow.
That's
The roots.
That's a good point. Who do you think
Roots
that
that Alex
he would help out? Alex first?
Alex.
Alex. Yeah.
Alex.
Yeah, the roots that she's tangled up in are already damaged a little bit from Elias's last attack anyway.
And if he needs a weapon to leverage it, the spear's still stuck in it probably, so he could use that.
Or, since Elias has a healing potion on him, he could try to revive Alex.
Yeah, I could tell him that Well, no, I don't. The Jeeves had the one that I gave him, and he used it on you already.
Oh, I thought you had one of your own still too.
That
Okay,
was it.
here's what Erwin does. Erwin sees that Alexandra had dropped her whip when she went unconscious. He runs over and grabs the whip. Looks at it like it's something he's never really used before. Pulls it back and slashes at the roots near Alexandra.
That's brave.
Okay.
Luckily, he actually hits. He hits the roots with it. What is the damage? Let me look on the whip here.
1d6 plus 4 slashing.
No, that plus 4 is due to your stats.
Alright.
He's going to use his own.
But he's probably pretty dexterous. He's at least 15 dex, probably, for being a were-raven.
No, probably at least 15 decks.
Yes.
Erwin slashes the whip at the base of the roots that are holding Alexandra and yanks as hard as he can. She is freed from its grasp and falls down unconscious on the ground.
Wow.
Hey.
Jack, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm healed now, right?
Yes, you have taken no aggravated damage. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, it's really not.
Join her in unconsciousness.
Okay, I know nothing at all about what's going on over there. I'm hoping my friends are able to stop a tree.
Do you want me to grab more music, Mike, or are we almost done?
Might as well grab a little more.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be able to sleep at this point. I don't feel tired, so we're going to keep going.
Mike, you still have the bludgeoning damage on my character, just so you know.
Oh. That is very good, thank you for reminding me. Because that would have automatically hit you.
There's no way I can get out of the flanked position here without taking attacks of opportunity, right?
No, not true. You can move either up or down, and you're not moving out of their range, but they'll be able to move as well. So eventually, yeah, you'll be flanked no matter what.
That's okay.
Yeah, so no one can see this because Jack is kind of on the other side of some trees and stuff, but he begins pulling his guts back into himself with his hands, and his wounds healing as he does so.
All right, this is where... Okay. Okay.
That's a
Drop
miss.
a luck point.
Are you feeling lucky today?
Drop a luck point and re-roll.
I think it's spinning.
Wow, look at it go. Oh my god.
That's cool.
What
is
the
it doing?
hell?
It spun for like a minute.
What? That was awesome right there.
I think you should bump that to critical just for the show that it put on.
It might have killed Werewolf 1, though. Maybe.
It does some good damage to him, but it doesn't kill him. But still, that is a Fantasy Grounds first. What an excellent roll.
I've never seen it do that.
I think it's dead, man.
It is. That last bit of Green Flame Blade sends that werewolf down. Excellent
That
job,
nice.
Jack.
I turn at the one left and say, do you really feel this lucky?
Roll an intimidation check.
That 8, though, man.
Oh,
Ooh.
damn. That's bad.
I guess with my guts still siphoning back in, it might look a little...
Make it with advantage, so do it again. Actually, that's enough. That is better than... Okay, so as Jack says this, the other werewolf hunkers down and looks at its two fallen werewolf brethren who have returned back to human form once they have died. And you can tell he is ready to run.
Yeah, I would too.
Kill him. Be done with it and kill him.
They haven't even hurt Jack, and they've killed two of his friends, so I think I would run too.
Alex, anything else?
Oh.
I mean, Jack, anything else? Before Alex has to roll a 20, natural, just a regular 20.
He adjusts his stance slightly, makes it clear that he is ready to kill it, and he says, "You have one fucking chance." And then he's done.
All right. Alexander, roll a d20, unmodified. That is an unsuccessful death save. So we have one failure and one success now. Alright, the other werewolf is going to hightail it out of there. Jack, it's going to move outside of your threatening range. You want to hit it.
Yeah, I want to spank it.
With
I want to hit it, but...
Alright, at its flanks. It's a hit. Yes.
Sends it on its way with a nice little scar.
Yes, this one looks like it hasn't really taken any damage at all, except for what you just did to it. But it is fleeing as fast as possible, so unless you're in full pursuit, it's going to be able to get away.
Hang on. Yeah, no, I heard screams and thumps, and it can run the fuck away.
Okay. Elias, what do you want to do?
That's a good question, because if I try to attack the tree, I don't want to turn its attention back towards us to where it tries to kill all of us again.
Yeah, you think that if left to its own devices, it will try to strangle you with its roots and destroy the winery with its more powerful attacks.
Yeah. Tell you what, can I, so I can't reach Alexander from where I'm at, correct?
No.
Can Jeeves?
No, Jeeves is grappled. Although he's 5 feet away from you, he's still grappled within this branch. 5 feet is a long way when, you only have an arm's reach to someone who is also grappled.
I get it.
And Jeeves is in the best shape of the three of us.
Jeeves isn't feeling really great about his position at the moment, though, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not too peachy.
You could try to sneak out of its roots.
I'll tell you what, I'll cast Bless on the three of us, and that'll give us a lot of help on our attack rolls. That should help us actually hit the damn thing.
Well, before you do that, something interesting happens. You see one of the ravens fly down next to you, and it begins transforming into a bird-like man.
Okay.
God damn, how many of these are there?
Alright, so everyone now has the Bless effect.
And you guys want me to read that to you? Because you might have forgot what it does.
You can go ahead, but yeah, it basically adds a D4 save, right?
So, whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, which is up to a minute, the target can roll a d4 and then add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. So,
Well, the because you're already grappled and the damage of this this root takes hold as soon as your turn starts, you take damage. It's not. It's like an automatic damage thing, so it's not going to help in this case. If you want to do something else, that's fine. I would say that you're smart enough to kind of understand that everyone's being strangled to death, basically, which does not include Alexandra. She's free at the moment. But as far as death saves go, it would apply to her death saves, I believe.
Actually, let me read on this for someone.
Unless, no, I think death saves, they might be just a straight D20 no matter what, really.
Actually, you know what? My
that.
channel Divinity Preserve Life can heal people up to 30 feet, so I can use that on whoever I want within 30 feet of Elias, if I can just present the holy symbol, which I should be able to do.
Yeah, you can definitely do that.
Revive me so I can kill this thing.
So if you want to take the bless effect off, I'll do that instead.
Sure, I can do that. It is accomplished.
So as Elias is struggling within the roots of the tree, and it looks like a desperate, like impossible situation, he manages to pull out the cross from within his robe/armor and presents it and holds it aloft in the direction of Alexandra, and she is healed for 15.
Excellent.
I'm glad I remembered that.
Alexander, you pop up. You are well. You don't stand up, but your eyes open and you see a strange, half bird, half man looking humanoid creature with a whip in its clawed hand. Its hand looks like the foot of a raven, and you can tell that it doesn't look hostile towards you.
Malphus?
It shakes its head.
May I have my whip, please? I've had just about enough of this thing.
Elias, was there anything else you wanted to do with your turn?
Well, I can't move, so no, I'm good.
All right, Mr. Jeeves.
All right, let's see if I can roll higher than a. Let's see.
What are you trying to do here?
I'm trying to hit him.
With your rapier?
Yeah.
Well, you definitely hit with that.
Yay.
Ooh, you hit it in a nice gooey spot. Yeah, you send the rapier deep into the tree and deal a pretty decisive blow into it. It looks like it. The end is within sight. There's a light at the end of the tunnel now, as you see the light, the green light within Winter Splinter dim substantially, actually.
Good.
All right, and with that, it draws its attention back to you.
Crap.
And draws Mr. Jeeves up towards its mouth. It begins to bite into Mr. Jeeves.
Not that tasty.
21 hit points as its splintery teeth jut inside your body at all sorts of odd angles. Then it takes a branch and swacks down at you. But misses.
Oh.
The first branch, anyway. The second branch also misses.
Aha.
Third branch
Oh, God.
is a hit, though.
Oh, 3 dice.
Yes. Everyone sees a giant branch swing over the head of Mr. Jeeves pummeling him to the ground as he's being strangled by this branch. And Mr. Jeeves falls unconscious. It looks like he's dying.
Jeeves, no!
Still holding the whip, Erwin looks towards Alexandra and goes, "Arrgh?" As if he doesn't know whether to slash at the roots that are holding Mr. Jeeves and strangling him to death, or to throw it to you.
Give it to me. I can finish this thing.
He throws the whip at Alexandra and produces his little crossbow and shoots it at the root that is holding Mr. Jeeves. But it doesn't seem to be effective at all. Jack, you are alone. The wolf is running far away from you at full speed.
Can I cast spells in hybrid form?
That is an excellent question. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. Okay. You can't really speak when you're in hybrid form. So if it has a verbal component, absolutely not.
Unless I spend a point for subtle spell.
I did not consider that.
So Green Flame Blade is not a spell? Consider that?
Yeah, it's a cantrip. But I don't think Green Flame Blade is what he's interested in casting at the moment. What are you trying to cast?
Everything, not necessarily anything right now.
Everything.
I'm finding out what I've got.
Let's worry about the moment. So what do you want to do at this point in time?
He's got to get closer to us first, probably.
How long does it take me to change into the hybrid form?
Standard action.
Standard action, so then I could move the 50 feet.
Is that your fly speed? Oh, hybrid form. Is that your hybrid speed?
Yes, 50 is hybrid and raven.
Damn. That is pretty good.
Here's a
Fly
bird.
speed. On the ground, it's still
Well,
30.
on the ground, though.
I picture this odd little hobble wop. Waddle hop like an raven.
Yes, actually, in hybrid form, it is 50. That's what Erwin was moving earlier. Yeah, that's right. So you can move 50 feet after you transform into hybrid form. That's close enough to get you within sight. I would say within 15 feet of Winter Splinter, where he's at right now.
Oh, 50 feet? Okay. Actually, in which case, I can just double movement to it and still be outside of its range, right?
No,
I can't do anything else.
You can double movement if you had not used a standard action to transform.
Well, I hadn't said I transform yet, but that's okay. Either way, that's what was finding out. That's fine. Okay. Put me over with Winter Splinter, preferably outside of its range.
As a hybrid or not?
If I can get there as a human, get there as a human.
Alright, so you'll be able to move 60 feet as a human, or 50 feet as a hybrid.
Okay, yeah, then move the 50. Do it as a human, but move 50 feet. Okay, sorry that was complicated. I want to be 15 to 20 feet outside of its range.
Alright, let me count squares, hold on.
20.
Yeah, actually you could get within about 15 feet of it if you want.
As it happens right now, I do want.
Alright.
That is technically still within its range, though. He could get you with the roots from there.
Shh.
I'm not sure that he's going to notice me.
Notice me, Winter Splinter Senpai.
No, do not notice me, Winter Senpai. No!
Wow.
I'm good right now.
Okay. Is everyone still good to play for another little bit?
Yes, I'm fine.
Sure.
Kill me.
All right. In that case, 1 second while I get another beer.
Same here.
Hang on while I grab my tequila.
Alcohol, DM fuel.
And by my tequila, I mean Rachel's strong mixed drink from last night that I'm going to drink now. She got a margarita at a place called El Mezcal, and they filled it, 2/3 the way in a 32-ounce cup. And then she drank that halfway down and refilled it with tequila.
So I'm not the only one drinking? Is that what I'm hearing as I'm coming back here?
Nope.
Alright. Well, I don't know why. I just have like an extra bit of energy tonight. Maybe I've acclimated to the extra work hours, but
Hooray!
I'm ready.
I'm ready too. One way or another, this is going to be exciting.
Must have been.
Whoever's left at the other end is getting massive experience.
I think it must be some bloodstained hype that is fueling
Yes.
you, Mike.
Yeah, that
The
too.
bloodstained hype is fueling me. Alexandra, you have caught the whip that the were-raven had thrown to you and are ready to go. Although
I have
you're
had-
hurt, you're able.
Don't miss.
I've had enough of this.
Also, by the by, as Jack runs up, the fuck! I leave you to deal with this and ah!
God damn it, Logan. Ow.
Jack,
Okay, that's a miss.
Damn it.
Getting +7s on your attack rolls, that's pretty damn good. That's a hit. Alright. You hear the crack of a whip as Winter Splinter has a new slash in its bark. Alright, Alexandra, what else do you want to do with your turn?
I'm gonna move the fuck out of the way because I do not want to die.
You think that this thing is definitely... It has an eye on you. If you move, it may attack. Actually, as long as you don't move farther than 15 feet, you can tell it may not. Because you're still... That would still be within its attack radius.
Okay. Let me kill this up.
So it's really whatever you decide. Just keep in mind, this thing has a bit of a reach on it. So moving out of its attack range is both a blessing and a curse.
Yeah, so 15 feet. There we go.
Alright, so you're moving outside of its attack radius. It's going to try to hit you with a branch.
You said 15 feet. That's 3 squares, isn't it?
Its attack radius is 15 feet.
Yeah.
It's
that's
kind of
within-
half. It's kind of half in a
Yeah.
square, so it's kind of hard to tell. I guess
Okay,
the
that
big
works
question here is, is that you just want to get to the edge of its attack radius?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
want to be grappled like that again, and have it risk
You're
chewing
still
my head
you're
off.
still within grappling range at that point. But if you move
Nothing I
out,
can do, so.
well, you can move out further, but you'd have to risk a branch. So I guess
A branch or 4 branches?
it just depends on what it chooses to do. But the decision here is deal with getting outside of its threatening range or incurring an attack of opportunity.
I will get outside of its range then.
Alright, then just move fully into that other square and it's going to throw a branch down at you. Not throw one, just like, try to slam you with it. Okay, Winter Splinter. The branch comes down at Alexandra as she tries to retreat. And it hits her.
Great.
Sorry, lady. This is not me. This is just the rules. Oh my god. fuck. Alexandra goes down once again, unconscious, as a giant branch comes down and wham, she's
That
out.
time.
However, the tree would have to move to finish her off.
That's true. Alright, the other werewolf continues to run out, and it is no longer a threat. Elias, it's your turn.
Alright.
Kill it.
Elias wants to kill the damn thing. So he is going to use Thunderous Smite, the famous thundering spell. Thing.
Alright, thunder cracks as Elias uses magic.
And he will slash his long sword at the creature, hopefully successfully. We'll see.
Ooh, a critical hit! Yes, all those ones paid
About
off.
fucking time, dude.
Alright, this is going to hurt a lot. It might even be dead.
Well, we'll see. Oh my god. Oh my god!
Oh.
Okay, Elias, how do you want to do this? You just knock this thing down.
So,
Timber.
So Elias happens to be at the apex of the tree, just in its roots, as it's lifting him up. He sees a spot near the top that's a wider opening where the green light from inside is exposed. He takes his longsword and heaves it over his head in both hands and thrusts down as hard as he can with a loud, excruciatingly loud clap of thunder all around him as it plunges deep into the green and disperses it from within, and the tree shrieks this the same inhuman sound we heard when the staff was broken. Very similar to that.
Excellent. Very
Bravo.
well done. Bravo, sir. Heroic moment as Winter Splinter meets his end. It looks like the winery is saved, all but damaged.
And if you
And-
look at those dice, 2 of them are 1s. Like the first 2.
The potentially
You
biggest
need-
ones were ones.
You need to make peace with the dice gods or something, dude. You did something to piss them off.
Like if that had done like average or higher damage, that could have been like 40 or 50.
Yeah, that was an awesome hit. The tree groans and falls down, a small green light pulsing somewhere within it as it lays motionless on the ground. Its roots releases everyone. Elias and Jeeves are now free.
So we're out of combat now.
Yes, you're out of combat.
So Elias will move over to Alexandra and use Lay on Hands.
All right. Once you mark that off, give her some hit points and she'll come back to consciousness.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go up and search the werewolf bodies, then drag them back and throw them on top of the Winter Splinter.
They're naked. What are you searching them for? Where are you searching them?
Yeah, all you
You
find
know
is
where I'm
tattered clothing from when they had transformed. It looks like they weren't really carrying anything either.
Oh, and you know what? I just forgot that Jeeves was down too, so we're gonna heal him as well. He just wasn't
Well-
complaining.
Search them for wall meat.
Hey, they have meat, but I don't know if it's in a wall or not.
Oh my god, no, please.
Well, there are walls in the body.
Oh,
Either way, drag them down and throw them on top of the Winter Splinter.
okay. You stack them upon the giant dead timber here. The corrupted-looking evil thing that it is. It's at this point when you see all of the ravens that were flying around Winter Splinter begin to land and grow into humanoid shapes, all of them naked. It appears to be the entire Mardikoff family that was introduced to you by Davian earlier. And you see Davian and his son Erwin also transform. Quite sheepishly, they cover up their private parts, as all of them do. And they begin to thank you and cheer and celebrate the destruction of the beast that would destroy their winery.
Any chance those druids can send another of those things here?
Davian is the one that speaks. He comes up to you less shy than the rest. He assumes no one wants to look at whatever he has. And he says, I don't know what they have planned, but this is probably the biggest plan that they had to offer. I'm sure that they would like to cause us more trouble, but I don't know how much they're able to without this thing. And he spits and kicks on Winter Splinter.
Okay, good. In which case, hi guys!
Yes, everyone begins to celebrate, and some of them begin to go into the house or the winery. You assume that they're going to grab clothes.
You all look nice. Glad to see your birthday suits fit.
I'm sorry we weren't able to stop it before it could cause any damage to the winery.
Davian says, Lass, if it wasn't for you showing up, this thing would be flattened to the ground. We have nothing but thanks for you.
Yeah, it looks like you got some roof work, and that's about it. I don't think it even damaged any of your equipment, did it?
Well, I haven't had a chance to inspect any of the vats or anything that we use, but aside from some structural damage on the walls and roof, yes, I believe that it's a lot better than it could have been.
You got a couple of days' worth of work for strong backs.
I'm afraid we might have to hire some people from maybe within the town that my son there works at, but we'll see if we can't get this place up and running. The land loves wine. That's what we provide, so I'm sure there'll be more than enough people willing to help out.
How much does it cost for a skilled worker per day?
I would say by the end of the time that this job is done, maybe 100 gold at the most.
Here, take 40.
He eagerly holds his hands out to the shinies that you're about to pour into his palms.
Jack pours 40. Suddenly looks like he realizes what the hell he's doing, stops the last 10, looks at them longingly, and then sheepishly, reluctantly, hands him 10, reaches for his purse again, and walks quickly in the other direction, blushing.
He says, your generosity is very much appreciated, sir.
Jack snaps back over his shoulder. Call it a kindness!
He says, it's funny you call it a kindness, because that's what we
I
call
know
it.
why it's funny!
We call it a kindness of ravens when we're a family such as us.
He continues grumbling as he walks the other direction.
Alexander pats his shoulder on the way by.
I killed werewolves.
We killed a tree.
You guys are
Okay,
acting mighty casual for how close we were all to death there. I'm still pretty shaken from it.
Jack looks at himself without a mark on him and shrugs.
You see,
How did you escape unharmed, Jack? I don't see anything on you.
Smiles, holds his hands out to his side, and says, I'm Jack Motley.
Are you really? You seem to...
I am indeed. I think your kind would call it by the grace of God.
And so be it. I'm glad to see you safe.
That being said, I know this was a big tree and it was magic and very difficult to kill, but I killed werewolves. Sounds much more impressive than I killed a tree.
yes, taking on 3 on your own. That's pretty impressive. You see that the Martikov family is bringing out robes and stuff, and they're handing it to Erwin and his father, Davian. So everyone is now a lot more appropriate for a social matter, and they begin passing around bottles of wine. You can tell that this wine looks especially old. They had been keeping this safe. You think that the chances of this being tainted is extremely low. But the celebrations are in high spirits as they feel they've won a great victory with your help.
Hell.
If it's all the same, sirs, we could use some rest as well as some good wine.
Aye, well, we have a few spare beds if we choose to trade out some sleeping arrangements, so if you need rest, we can provide at least a bit of shelter for you. And then
Appreciate it.
you see Damien turn to his son Erwin, and he says, "It's been a long time, son. It's good to see you here." And you can tell there's a bit of awkward tension in the air as this wayward son has returned to his family. And he says, "I see that you've handed over the cloak to another. I think you've chosen well. Seems to be a very good ally that you've decided to bring into the fold." Of course, Jack hears none of this because he was off being disgusted with his generosity, giving away the shiny things. But everyone else can hear this.
Wait, you made Jack one of you?
So that's what it is then.
Yes, we don't like outsiders to know what we are. I'm sorry that we've kept it a secret, but we've told your friend Jack, and we believe him to have at least the same enemies as we do, and able to bring the pain to him in ways that we would greatly appreciate.
Well, you chose a great man for it. I think you will not be disappointed.
Erwin says, "Well, I knew we were low on wine, but I didn't know you're having this much trouble, or would have come sooner."
Yes, it's even worse than we feared ourselves. We didn't expect to find werewolves and giant magic trees.
Meanwhile,
Damien says-
Alexandra is busy picking splinters out of her neck.
Yes, Alexander does not look well. Everyone also notices that Jack is covered head to toe in blood. You can't tell whether most of it is his own or not, but it looks like he has had one hell of a battle. Davian says, "You folks are more than welcome to stay with us until you feel like you can do whatever you plan on do next."
Yes, that will be quite very much appreciated, sir. I've been able to heal my friends decently, but I think a rest would be very useful for us.
Aye, the day's not long, but you've been through a lot, so please come in. And he welcomes everyone into the winery, begins giving everyone food, and everyone from the extended family of his sons and daughters and their small children look up to all of you as heroes. They saw absolutely every bit of the action, you putting your lives on the line to try to save their winery. It's almost as if they are accepting you in as family at this point.
So where were they at while we were doing this? I missed that part.
They were the ravens flying around trying to peck the tree to death.
Yes.
Okay. And only one of them transformed, right?
Yeah, Davian, actually, he was the one that transformed out of a hybrid form into his human form at the end of it all there. It looked like he had transformed so that he may try to apply some kind of medical attention to Alexandra, but she didn't need it by the time that, things were over.
But he got a great whip attack there to free her, so that...
No, that was
That
his
was
son.
Erwin.
Oh, was it Erwin? Okay. Cool.
Yeah, Erwin was first into action. The only other one that looked like he was ready to reveal himself in hybrid form was Davian. You think that without weapons, that these creatures or these people, they wouldn't be very effective in attacking anything with just their beaks or something.
Gotcha. They're not warriors. Yeah.
Malthus didn't seem to have any trouble.
Yes, you notice that Malthus's abilities seem to be quite far different than Jack and the other were-ravens. Of course, I guess no one really knows Jack at this point is a were-raven. Aside from those who may suspect, because his because of the conversation there and singing him heal up. No one saw the worst of Jack's wounds when he was pushing his own guts back into his body, though.
No.
Which is where most of the blood on him has come from.
Shall we head inside and get some rest then?
Everyone's already inside. Some time has passed. Everyone's eaten and everything.
At this point, Jack is singing a song about kicking werewolf ass to the children. Doing a lovely little dance with it.
With a flare.
With a flair.
Hey, 20.
Quite an impressive flair, too.
It is. Jack is definitely being accepted into the hearts of everyone here.
Alex is going to decline the wine for now.
If you decline the wine, they will act hurt.
Jack will fall over of a heart attack.
Okay, Jack appears to have died of a heart attack. Everyone gasps in horror.
Alexandra turning down wine! Someone check the sky, make sure it's still upwards and not green! Well, still overcast and quite depressing.
Yes, a roar of laughter as Alexandra has obviously accumulated some kind of reputation to Jack. They all think that you must be some kind of a lush. Davian extends out the goblet of wine again and says, "Oh, come on, lass, it's a good time to celebrate. This is very, very fine wine. We haven't had the gem that produces this wine in many years."
I'll take some. From the floor, just sticking a hand with his finger up in the air. I'll have some.
And of course, Jack is given some to share as well.
I appreciate the offer. I just really do not feel well right now. I definitely need to lay down.
Jack is at a -1 usually for Constitution, but it doesn't save him from keeping his head.
This is delicious!
It actually is. The quality of this wine is very different than the Red Dragon Crush or the lesser wine that you've drank from the Marty Koffs before now. The Great Mash and the Red Dragon Crush are easily outmatched by this other wine. Looks like Mr. Jeeves is... Oh, and Elias are all feeling a little bit buzzed from the potency of this excellent batch of wine.
Apparently, Jeeves has really good constitution.
Years of practice.
So, we'll partake of the wine and carry on and have a good night. And I think we're going to propose a short rest, correct?
Yes, I'll definitely allow that. Short rest is definitely in order here. So... Oops.
Was it short or long?
We just did a long before we came here.
Yeah, you did a long before you came here. You'd have to stay here until basically nighttime. And you can do that if you want. But,
And risk the druid summoning another one of those things? No thanks.
So short rest it is?
Yes. Sirs, if you wouldn't mind, all of us, especially our female compatriot here, would very much like to rest. That's what we'll do.
Alright, I've applied a short rest. Everyone can spend hit dice as they will. The more hit dice, the longer you stay.
Almost made it.
Yeah, you guys spend the better part of the evening. You can tell it's late afternoon, that the sun may begin to set soon. But everyone's feeling much better than they originally did. Alexandra still has a bit of evidence from the combat before, but she feels much better than she had.
Elias will ask Alexandra if she would like him to spend another spell on healing her some more, if she would rather him save it for something else.
Well, it depends on when we're setting out. Are we leaving immediately, gentlemen?
Almost immediately. I've got very little magic power left, but it will serve.
I have 2 slots left.
Mike,
Yes.
the short rest didn't bring back my bonus action or my healing wall meet action.
Are those long rest or short rest recoveries?
Those are both. Action surge and the healing one, the second wind, are both short rest or long rest.
Should do it automatically then.
It should have, yeah. It didn't.
Interesting. Second wind, and what was the other one?
Action surge.
Huh. Let me make a note of this.
It also didn't reset my superiority dice. I had to uncheck those manually.
It restored my channel divinity stuff.
Yeah, that's really weird. Let's ask Fantasy Grounds about that in our downtime. But go ahead and can you manually change that now?
I can't. I can't add them back in. Once I check them, they vanish off of my sheet.
This is on your actions tab or what?
Yeah, it's under actions, under the first thing that says powers.
Can you add them back with the preparation view?
No, that didn't do it. There they go. Hold on. They're under standard view, but they're both checked off, and Mike is unchecking them.
You couldn't check those yourself?
No, because they were gone off of my sheet.
Oh, yeah, use the display. You see the mode in the display?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, if you toggle those, you may be able to change that. But, yeah, I've gone ahead and marked them to where you can use those again.
Thank you.
You bet. Alright, so what are y'all doing next?
Well, why?
Setting off to go kill those druids and prevent this from happening again, I suppose.
Alright, you have enough time before sunset to get there without it being completely dark. Does everyone agree to go ahead and head that way?
Stomp some druids. Bash and smash.
We have to
Yes.
prevent this from happening again.
Yeah, if it looks bad, we'll turn back. For now, I think we should go.
Erwin should still be with us, given that's what he joined up with initially for anyway.
No, Erwin decides to stay with his family. He hasn't seen his Da in a while and decides to stay with him. Okay, so you guys make your way back to Lasaiga Hill on the map.
Yes, I'm perfectly fine with that. You should stay here with your family. That's absolutely a wonderful idea. We don't need your help at all. We'll be fine.
Erwin says, I detect a bit of sarcasm, but I promise you that I think that my abilities are more in the ways of helping out of combat than in combat. I don't know how much I could really do. I can come with you if you really want me to, though, Jack.
No, just if we don't come back in, say, the next, 12 hours or so, send a search party if you can recover our corpses. Bury us with honors.
Well, I understand what you're getting at. You can trust that I'll be on the high winds. Alright, and with that, everyone heads down the road to Yester Hill. It's late in the afternoon. It begins to get a bit misty going this direction.
Appropriate change in music.
Yeah.
The trail through the thick woods leads to a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock. Dark, ominous clouds gather high above, and a single bolt of lightning strikes the hilltop. West of the hill, the lands, the woods, and the sky vanish behind a towering wall of fog.
Yeah, this song is perfect right now.
It really is.
As you peer at that wall of fog, you see a white fortress on a hill above a great city. The city appears quite distant, maybe a mile away. The fog obscures all detail, but you can hear what sounds like the echo of a church bell. And standing in front of that fog, the point... Here, let me give a good token to where I can show you exactly where I'm talking about. That's right there. In this area, you see a man standing with his back turned to you, dressed in regal clothes. Next to him is a horse with a mane of fire.
Oh, Lord.
And that's where we'll end the night.
Hey!
Oh, God.
And walk away slowly.
Yeah,
I want
really.
that.
Cool night. Where she
Definitely gonna tame that horse.
If it's what I'm thinking of, I'm relatively certain that horse could beat our entire party.
Oh, likely. But I still want to tame it.
Are you the horse whisperer, Alexandra?
The fiery horse whisperer.
It's a horse with a mane of fire. It's fucking cool. I want it.
Might be a little chafing to ride one.
It matches her personality.
Hey,
Exactly.
true.
Black and fiery.
Probably dead.
Filled with spit and pile.
Excuse you?
I said filled with puppies and rainbows and sweet cherry pie.
Oh, God, no.
Ooh.
That's
So
worse.
this town that we're seeing, Mike, off in the distance, would that be Crest or is it something else?
It looks like something else.
Yeah, because it's not in this direction, is it?
No, Kreska's...
You are in a... Yeah, Kresk... Yeah, exactly. Kresk is more in the north. I can show you the larger map that Rictavi or Van Richten had shown you. Where you are... Let's see if I can get a better view here.
There's that penis trail again.
Okay, so you're where this marker is. Really, that's the view in that direction there. In the west of that, where that cross is. That's the direction that you see the city. That seems to be about a mile away. But far to the north on the map there, you see Kresk. So it's definitely not Kresk that you're looking at.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay, well that was fun. We
Yes.
barely survived again.
Yeah.
Is that the running theme in this campaign? Barely surviving?
Barely survived doing impossible things.
Well, for the first several sessions, we took everything out with gusto. Like nothing could challenge us, but the last 10 or so have been kind of.
We got lucky with Doru.
Yeah, we got lucky with Doru. Mike just happened to forget to disengage, and that's why Alexander could trip him.
No, I tell you guys where you got lucky, and that was with those 6 vampires that came out of that shop.
Yeah,
The
that too.
coffin maker's shop. You guys could have had a total party kill right then. Easily.
But I had turned undead with advantage on inspiration.
Yeah.
Also, in Valaki, if you guys had pissed off the cards all at once or anything like that, totally screwed. But you've managed to come out a few times. I know I'm forgetting at least one other instance.
There's the time with the shadows in the basement of the.
Yes, that's definitely another one. The shadows in the basement and the Allura Une. All of that in the death house. You guys could have got a total party kill.
Instead, Elarun loves us. The shadows no longer challenge us. The vampires ran away. Doru died. And we came through this encounter smelling like daisies. Comparatively.
You should write a song about that.
Smelling like daisies, yeah. Alexander only fell unconscious how many times?
And I
And
think
Jeeves.
our biggest enemies so far were the wyvern and the giant tree, and Elias got both of those.
The wyvern was just bad on my part. It should have kept its distance, but you baited it in with your vulnerability. That was really good. That was a negative role-playing, like a role-playing weakness that turned out to be a strength. I thought that was very interesting.
That's the best way to do it, man.
I deeply regret not recording our first 4 episodes.
I know. I wish we could have gone back and got those.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else cares, but for us, it would mean a lot to be able to look upon those
Yeah.
in the future sometime.
Oh
I
man,
took
they're
on 3
gonna
werewolves and could have killed them all.
they're gonna have to figure out how to not get Strahd's attention. This is gonna be interesting.
Strahd wouldn't stop to piss on us.
Yeah, when we
Alex
first
did
started-
throw a rock at him last time they encountered each other. So
If anything, it may have amused him.
If even. He might care more about us now, but initially he didn't give a shit about that.
I'm relatively sure he still doesn't give a shit. Of course, the last time I was this sure about something, Alexander got cut in half. So,
It might depend on how aware he is of Dracula's meddling and keeping us around. That might be a factor as well.
well, the last place Dracula and Lisa were up in Gresk at the Abbey of St. Markovia, so I don't know if that's relevant still, or...
Hey, that was just a dream. You don't know how accurate that is or not.
No, Alex doesn't know that, but I do.
Dream. Dream, dream, dream. Dream, 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 dream.
Dream, dream, dream.
I love the oldies.
looking forward to next level.
You know, I should have expected this too, because you did say a couple sessions ago, you know, it's been a long time since you guys encountered Strahd. I should have been seeing this coming. I should have known.
It all depends on what you guys do. I expected you here an episode or two ago, but you went back to Valaki, and then you came back, and Winter Splinter was attacking. So, the timetable matters. What you guys choose to do and when you choose to do it, definitely affects the game. So, it's a good thing that you chose to come to the winery, or it may have been completely destroyed by the time you got there. The Baron Vargas Vlakovic in Valaki was very adamant about you staying for the the festival, especially because now he's caught a witch that he wants to burn. But you chose to instead go back to the winery. I think that was a very good decision.
Yeah, Alex has no intention of just standing there watching somebody burn to death. Nah, that's quite alright.
Elias certainly doesn't.
Well, you know, he did say that he was going to hold off for as long as he could for your return. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
I don't care where it happens. That bitch needs to burn.
Hey, witches are bitches. And bitches get stitches, so burn the witches.
We don't even know this one. We don't know what she's done. We haven't spoken to her.
Yeah, maybe it was
You're just hoping you can get more pie.
No, all we have to go on is the Baron's word. We haven't even seen her. We don't even know for sure.
Yeah, she could have a fake long nose strapped to her face, like in Monty Python or something.
Does she weigh as much as a duck?
Did you dress her up as this? No!
But she does have a wart.
Wow.
Hey, I'm just saying, nobody's spoken to her yet. All we have is the Baron's word to go on, and we know how faulty his word is.
Dude's an incompetent jackass, that being said.
I don't think he's devious. I think he's just an idiot.
Again, it's his word.
The word paranoid was used to describe him at one point.
Yes.
To his face by Elias, yes.
Yes, paranoid sums him up pretty well. I was so glad that someone said that.
For all we know, she could have just been setting a fire or something in the town square trying to keep warm, and they saw her with fire and thought she was a witch.
You do also remember someone saying that the witches around here have green skin and everything?
Yeah.
Yes, so we haven't seen her, so we don't know that she has green skin to confirm.
But the Burgermaster said she did, so we're just believing.
The Burgermaster said she was one of the sisters.
Yeah. The pie sister.
No, I don't think he said that, but he said he definitely had a witch.
I'm pretty sure he said she was one of the sisters.
You go back and show me the timestamp in that video.
Somebody mentioned them recently. It might not have been him.
Was that last episode or the one before?
Man, don't even get me started on episodes, because
Yeah.
Yeah, mine got turned around pretty bad on the episode.
yeah, the ones I
There's more
record,
On the last episode of Castlevania Loft.
There's more rocks there. I wonder how he'd react if Alex threw another rock at him.
Please don't.
yeah, like the black cairns of rock. There's rocks all over the place now. Big piles of them.
Yeah, she's gonna throw another rock at him.
Okay.
Give me your horse, asshole!
Give us some notice before you do that, so we can.
Yeah, we're gonna go spectate from afar,
Run away!
like in the trees.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and plan out how you're going to encounter
Strahd.
Strahd next time, because this is
He's
definitely a meeting with Strahd.
We're gonna
She's
get us
not
another.
actually gonna throw a rock at him. Holy shit.
I think you were.
Should I go ahead and
No, she
describe the
wasn't.
rest of the scene of what you see
Yes.
in this place?
Oh,
Yes.
wait.
Because there's a lot more to it.
Definitely.
All right. Dirt trails run along two concentric rings that of cairns that encircle the hillside. Each cairn is 10 foot high, and it's a mound of stones that are slimy black rocks. They look ancient.
You.
It looks like these cairns that surround this hill in a big, like, circular pattern. Basically, as the hill continues up in elevation, these things have been built around it. It looks like these rocks have been here for centuries. And then, let me read ahead a second. Atop the hill, kind of at the peak where you see what looks to be... Let's see if I can just update your view here. In the center. There at the center, you see a big circle of rocks with a path leading in and out. And atop that hill, at the highest point there, it seems to be some archaic symbols drawn in the dirt. Looks like some kind of alchemy may have been performed there in the past. You see a lightning strike hits that area at the edge of the ring from time to time. It illuminates a ghastly, splintered remains of something that looks like it burst out of some kind of construction. And then you see giant, large, like a path of something moving towards where the winery was. As if it was some kind of trail from something extremely heavy.
So that's where the tree
That's where
was.
Winter Splinter was summoned.
Yeah.
And if that's true, it looks like where he originated from was something that was tightly woven with twigs and packed with some kind of black earth.
So
Also-
something that would take them a while to summon again if they needed to.
Yes.
Okay,
Also,
there's-
Jack sees at the south end of the hilltop a sickly cosp, a grove of dead trees and shrubs with a huge misshapen tree at its core. Blood oozes like sap from its twisted trunk. Skulking around the tree are 6 gangly humanoid creatures covered with needles. Embedded in the tree is a shiny battle axe, beneath which lies a humanoid skeleton.
Shiny.
Jack instantly remembers this scene as that which he was transported to when he touched the Golthias staff.
Oh.
Shiny.
At least we're not going to be facing any more giant trees in the near future.
Well, what immediately draws your attention in this area is certainly what's at the west end of things. The giant wall of mist that shows some city about a mile beyond, and Strahd with his fiery nightmare standing and looking into the distance.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in here.
Oh, hell.
We'll have to think very carefully about how we approach.
I want that horse.
I know where you can find a really cool rocking horse that looks like that.
Not
Yes, at the
interested.
winery you guys just came from. Is
I
that
will make that horse
foreshadowing?
mine.
Okay, I think for defeating Winter Splinter, we should award I used to call them action points. What do they call them this?
Inspiration.
Inspiration, yes. Inspiration to Elias.
Yay!
So I've gone ahead and marked that on your character sheet.
I got a
Always-
gold star.
on and the next level and everything.
Man, you guys just leveled up. Got a ways to go. Oh, wait. I forgot something very important. I'm glad you're all still with me. Let me look it up. No one go anywhere. While you were taking your short rest, Elias had an opportunity to decipher more out of the Tomb of Strahd.
Oh,
Yay.
right. Yes. How many hours were we resting?
I used
Jeeves
4 dice.
used 5. So about 5 hours.
Well, if he used 5, why don't I just use up my last one then?
That's up to you, lady.
That's all he had, right? Is 5.
Yep.
I'm just saying that you didn't do that before you saw Strahd. Now you want to do it.
So we'll say that Elias used 4 of those hours to look at the text.
Well, if he used up all of his action dice, then fine, I will too. Or health dice, right?
4 hours. That is a good bit.
There.
But I'm going to say only a small portion was able to be deciphered at that point.
I think I used 4 hours before, and it was a ninth of the text.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're going to get here, too. I hope this paced correctly. All right.
Yeah.
You read, after deciphering for a while, "My mother would not live to see this castle that is her namesake. A younger brother of mine named Sergei arrived bearing my father's bones, the news of my mother's death during the journey, and her lifeless body. With him came a soldier named Longinius, a man who failed at saving my mother. I cursed them both, as I hated Sergei for his failure in keeping her safe, as well as for his youth and his handsome looks. I hated the holy man and cursed God as well for taking her from me before she could see what I had accomplished for us."
Damn.
Longinus, as in the name of the man that used the spear to pierce Christ.
Are you asking the dungeon master out of character?
Elias wonders that aloud because he can't be the same person. Probably. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how long ago this was, but it's interesting that they have the same name.
Out of character, Mike pats Brent on the head and says, "Good boy, good boy."
Wow.
That was quick, Brent. I am very happy you caught that so quickly.
I didn't want to say anything. I knew what it was.
Oh, yeah, but you didn't say anything. He did. No pat on the head for you.
Because it's not my place to say anything. He's the one playing the holy man.
Yeah, and I do know my my biblical history. So,
How did you say his name?
Longinus.
Longinus.
Longinus. Well, how did I say it earlier?
Longinus. Longinius.
Longinus? Longinus.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to say it the way you guys say it, because I say
mean,
stuff stupid.
I'm not even 100% sure that's the accurate spelling, but that's how I've always said it.
That is definitely the right
It is.
spelling.
It's the correct. It's the correct pronunciation too.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Has everyone seen the movie Constantine?
Yep.
Ages ago.
Keanu Reeves
Yes.
butchering John Constantine.
Butchering?
Yeah, it wasn't well received.
Oh,
It was a good movie if you didn't know the source material.
that is the way it goes. After we were just talking about Death Note, I can't agree more.
Same idea. It's a good movie if you don't know the source material. And if you do, and if you can ignore that, then it's fine. But if you look at it as an adaptation, it's like, no, they failed on every level. That being said, yes, I've seen it.
If you take it as its own thing and forgive that all of the demons look like exactly 100% the same CGI creature over and over again, I think it's actually a damn good movie.
I don't know that I'd go damn, but it's a good movie.
I think it's a damn good movie. I'm entitled to at least my own opinion.
Oh, absolutely.
And I am super critical of stuff too.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
If you watched the TV show that came out a couple of years ago, that was a wonderful adaptation.
I had no idea there was a TV adaptation of this.
Oh, there
That was
was. It
good.
was beautiful.
And
It
it
even
got
crossed over with
canceled.
Arrow after it was canceled.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep. They got the same actor to come back and play it. And he's basically the same actor they're conscripting for any live action appearances or voice animation at this point. Because he just nailed it.
nice. That's a Neil Gaiman comic, isn't it? Or is it just DC Vertigo and I just
Actually, it's
associate-
Alan Moore created. Neil Gaiman wrote for it at several points, and he wrote Constantine into several of his stories, but Constantine himself is Alan Moore. That being said, what were you saying about the movie initially?
Me?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. I was just agreeing that I basically hate everything that tries to draw from some source material. It's not a movie. Like if you're trying, no, even if it's drawn from a movie. I didn't like the latest Ghostbusters. I didn't like Ghost in the Shell. I didn't bother watching it, but I could tell just by the previews alone, I would not like Ghost in the Shell. Dark Tower, I'm a huge Dark Tower fan. I don't even want to see that movie because I think they screwed it up. I have more examples. Those are just the ones that come to my head right now.
Dark Tower's another one they need to have a shared universe for.
They could with the It that's coming out. I think the It looks really good. I want to go see that in theaters.
Yep.
I can't. It feels disloyal to Tim Curry.
Tim Curry is the best, dude. Him as Legend and, the transvestite from Transylvania and
Dr.
It.
Frankenfurter.
Yes, Dr. Frankenfurter. I love Tim Curry.
And Clue.
Yes, and Clue. And in Scary Movie 2 when he showed his horrible nipples that were obviously not really his. But that scars me to this day.
He was in Home Alone 2 as well.
Yes, Tim Curry is amazing. But it might work. I don't know. I'm just basing it off previews. But the only thing that I don't like about the It previews is the part where he screams and runs at the kids. That seemed a little bit jump scary to me. But I think that it might work. I'm willing to give it a chance, which is a lot more to say than what I'll do with Death Note or Ghost of the Shell or Ghostbusters or Dark Tower. So I would say for me that's a lot.
Ghostbusters was again okay if you could ignore what you did before.
No, in no way was that movie okay.
I don't like that they felt they needed a reboot. It wouldn't have been that hard. They had all these surviving actors come back for its cameo and kind of wink at the camera. Why would it have been difficult to just
screenplay?
It would have taken 3 lines. Just, oh, this isn't the first that's happened before. Every time it's a little harder to cover up. Last time we had to pay off all 4 and send them to Guam. They still haven't come back.
Don't get me started on Ghostbusters.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but it doesn't sound great.
It's not. It really fails on its own as a movie, in my opinion.
If I were to get into it, Logan, Hannah would hate me for the rest of eternity. So.
Okay, so my kids liked it,
I
right?
know. You can't get into anything with Hannah without her running off and crying.
My children liked it. And
it's Hannah falling deeper in love with Emily. And then Emily wondering why Hannah's looking at her like a puppy dog. And wondering what she's done to lead Hannah on.
Wow. Sorry, guys. Mutual friends of ours.
Yeah, well, my kids really liked Ghostbusters, which, that's fine. If they can enjoy something I can't, I'm not going to stop them from enjoying that. It's just, to me, Ghostbusters means, a big part of my childhood. I loved Ghostbusters. Yeah. And they just screwed it up. I mean, it ended up being a movie about feminism on the internet more than it did about being just a good movie about ghosts.
Which is why I can't get into it. Not in front of our friends.
But when they started out with queef jokes right at the beginning of the movie, I was like, how can I even let my kids like this? It's just stupid. They literally made pussy fart jokes. How can I be cool with that? Can't. It's just impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, the script was beyond terrible.
Speaking of kids, so the Mines of Palavender, or I don't know how you say that damn word. You started Jake out playing D&D.
Oh, Phandelver? Yeah.
Pandelver, yeah. Only say it in that British accent again. Pandelva.
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 Fan. PH.
PH, yeah.
Yep.
Fuck.
The Lost Mines of Phandelver.
Phandelver, yes. Okay.
And I got my new delivery today, so I got Princes of the Apocalypse today.
Is that the next adventure you're sending him through?
I think so. Maybe I don't know. I'm getting the Storm King's Thunder tomorrow.
Ooh, Storm King's Thunder is written by the same guy that did this Ravenloft campaign, Chris Perkins.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It is pretty good. I would also recommend taking a look at Tales from the Yawning Portal. The Yawning Portal, please tell me you remember what the Yawning Portal was from our previous campaign.
It rings a bell.
Okay, so in Waterdeep, which is on the Sword Coast, not too far away from Neverwinter, where you are.
Just south.
Yes, in Waterdeep there is a tavern called the Yawning Portal, and there is a well in the Yawning Portal that leads down, down, down into the Underdark. Yes, to a specific dungeon called Under Mountain, which I seriously hope you remember at this point, because yes, Under Mountain was a big part of our campaign, and Under Mountain is just an excellent idea in D&D as a whole. It's just timeless and adorable. I love it. Like, there's so much you can do with it. And Under Mountain can lead to anything in the Underdark that you want. You can go to the Dristierden books of Menzoberranzan, like the City of the Dark Elves there. You can go City of the Spider Queen, like we did with our campaign, or any branching number of things. But another great thing about Tales from the Yawning Portal is that that's a 5th edition released re-release of many old classic D&D adventures. One of which is the Sunless Citadel, which is the first campaign I ever DM'd, the first adventure I ever DM'd, and, well, I don't know, I kind of did the Castlevania stuff before that, so that might not count. But, as far as 3.5 edition, I DM'd the Sunless Citadel for a few people. It was awesome. I loved it. It was a great campaign. It was the first instance of the druid known as Galthias, which led to the Twig Blights that you mentioned that you had already had Jake battle, and the inspiration for the Galthias tree in the campaign that you just saw tonight. That Galthias tree, the Galthias staff, which is a new item introduced in the Ravenloft campaign in this adventure, just basically inspired by the Sunless Citadel. So if you get Tales from the Yawning Portal as an adventure series to run Jake through, you may find a wide variety of levels, level appropriate adventures you could put him through, and linking those things together is not hard at all. So
right.
I just realized that I haven't stopped recording, so I'm going to start this recording.
Damn.
All right.
I'll edit now.